2, 5, no, 2, 4, and work our way into 2, 5. Now 2, 5 doesn't take too long to teach, so I'm only going to let myself have that for a half hour, which gives me plenty of time. It's only 10 o'clock. So continue 2, 4, then with 3 sets. Part of this I'm going to do, the other part you're going to do. And you have to do it quickly and accurately. And I'll try to make it as nice as possible. No, I won't. So for example, universe. Set A. Set B. And set C. Okay. Now, kind of do this in the order that the test will come in. The first question on the test will say, construct a Venn diagram using this information. Okay. So, get into our little drawing. Since there's 3 sets, we're going to have 3 circles. Make sure you overlap them enough that you have space in the middle parts. Okay, label them, of course. This is A, this is B, this is C. Awesome. Where do we start? In the middle. It's just a review of what we did last time. Just gonna do more of it. So you start with A. Well, let's start looking at Octavia over here. And you say, well, this one has 3, so does B. Hey, so does C. And since they all have it,
Put it in the middle.
I'm going to put it in the middle. Because it belongs to all 3 sets. Then you go to 5. Is 5 in all 3?
No.
8?
No.
No. 10?
No.
No. 13?
No.
Darn it, no. 14?
No.
No. So the only thing that goes in the middle is
3.
Okay. Then you go back to A, and I want to compare A and
B.
B. It doesn't matter what order you do it in. Just A and B. Do they have 5 in common?
Yes.
Yep. Kill it. And it goes in between A and B. 8?
No.
10? 13?
Yes.
So 13 is in both of them, so I put it in here also. And then lastly 14, but there's nothing left for B. Then maybe A and C. All right, so top to bottom. 8?
Yes.
Yes. So 8 is in A and C. That goes here. 8. 10.
Yes.
10's in A and 10's in C. So 10 goes here. 14?
Yes.
Hey, I need more room. Oh, darn it. I can put it up here. 14. Excuse me. Then we can go between B and C. 7?
No.
11?
No.
Nothing, right? Leave it completely blank. That's an empty set. But don't put anything in there because that's a symbol. All right, and then you back off. What's left for just...
She's a question.
Oh, go for it.
I'm confused. I was in here too as to how you jumping back and forth. Don't blame me. I had to work.
Traitor.
I
Always
get
start-
what you're doing,
Okay.
but I need to know how are you fluctuating between
Well-
you're doing A and B,
That's the
and
question
you're
I
going
had a while
from B
ago.
to C.
This piece in the middle is all 3, right? If I
Uh-huh,
put my
got
finger
that.
there, I'm in the circle A, circle B, and
C.
circle C. So I'm looking for elements that are common between all 3.
3.
When I go to this portion where the 5 and the 13 are,
That's A and B.
I'm only in A and B, but I'm definitely not in
C.
C. So I don't use the 3 because 3's in C. So I put in the 5 and the 13 because it was common between A and B.
Okay.
Then I go over to this little leaf. I call these leaves. And this one is just between A and C, but definitely not
B.
B. So I take out all the elements that are common between just A and C.
So you start where all
You
of them,
start in the middle,
and then go out.
work your way out,
Thank
just like a flower.
you. Okay.
When that flower blooms, you start in the middle and go out.
Okay.
And then this one had absolutely nothing, so don't write anything. The nice thing about crossing them off as you go is when I say what's left for A,
You already know nothing.
nothing, because they're all crossed off.
Uh-huh.
What's left for B?
7 and 11.
Then this part becomes kind of easy, otherwise you'd be like searching all over the place.
Okay.
What's left for C?
4.
2, 4, and 9. So 2, 4, and 9. Now the hard part is figuring out what's left in the universe. All right, so what's the first number for the universe?
2.
1.
2.
2.
Do you see the equal sign?
Oh.
I'm trying.
Okay, 2 was in C.
There's no equal sign, so it definitely is not 1. So the first number is 2. 2 is right there. 3, 4, 5,
6.
or 6. Don't see a 6, put a 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
12.
12 is not here. 13, 14. Do I stop?
Yes.
It's definitely not 15 because there is no
No,
equal sign. So that's it. That's your picture.
I think I may have this.
Can you do another example, please?
No. Watch my boring video. It's done exactly the same way every time. Start in the middle, work your way to the leaves, work your way to the outside, cross off as you go. Trust me, same thing over and over again. I have more fun stuff for you today though.
I know that's right.
Alright, what if, now that's the first part of the question. The second part of the question on the test will be, I give you that picture, I give you the picture and I ask, find A complement union, parentheses B intersect C's complement. I'll ask a question like that. Is it a lot?
Yeah.
Really? If you use this picture, yes, it's a lot. If you use the general Venn diagram, then this problem is simplistic. Get these complements in here, good. Yep.
When the complement is on the outside, I'm complementing both A.
You're complementing the answer of whatever's on the inside. Parentheses work the same here as it does in regular math. You do what's inside first, then you work on the outside. But here, the complement's on just the C, so you just do the complement of C. If I put that complement on the outside, I'd
Then it
find
was
B
the whole
intersect
thing,
C
B
first,
and C.
and then do the opposite. I need a picture for this.
What, if you had the complement
Here.
symbol on the outside of those parentheses,
Yeah.
you would do both the complement of B and the complement?
No, you would get the
Just the
answer to
complement
the
of the,
inside, to their
the
solution.
inside of it.
Right. You would
Okay.
find B intersect C first,
Okay,
then take
you
that answer
complement.
and complement.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, don't go, because that's De Morgan's law then,
Okay.
which I still have to write down. Remind me about that later. All right, so we need another picture for this, and the picture we're going to use is the general Venn diagram with sectors. Here's A, here's B, here's C, and sector 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So whenever you had compliments, you got to do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No. Whenever I ask you a question about this, you do the 1, 2, 3. I don't care about the complements. Complements don't tell me to do this. A, B, C all together messed with unions and intersections tell me to draw this. Because otherwise you're working with all these numbers. How many of them over here? 13. How many over here? 8. This one's easier to work with. So what is A's complement? Well, A's complement is take your thumb, cover up A, whatever's left over.
3, 6, 7, 8.
3, 6, 7, and 8. All the numbers that are outside that circle A. So over here I'm going to write it as sectors, not a squiggly line. 3, 6, 7, 8. Are these elements? No. Those are called sectors. Totally different than elements. Union, bracket, because I want to keep the group here going. What sectors are for B? 2, 3,
5, and 6.
2, 3, 5, and 6. 2, 3, 5, 6. And I want to intersect that with C's complement. Everybody that's not inside of C.
1, 2, 3.
And don't forget the 8.
8, okay.
And it's always 4 numbers when you start this off. 1, 2, 3, and 8. If you start off with 3 numbers, something is wrong. You got to go find that 4th
So
one.
whatever, okay.
What do I do first?
What's in brackets?
I have to do what's inside the brackets first. The symbol between them is?
What's in common?
What is in common between these two sets?
2 and 3.
2 and 3. So this becomes 3, 6, 7, 8, union with 2 and 3. Okay. Now union means?
Put them together and in order.
2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Now, is this what I'm looking for on my test? No. I'm looking for the answer. The answer to this has to be a set. Squiggly. What elements are in sector 2? Well, that's sector 1. Well, that's sector 2, which would be 5 and 13. So write them down. 5 and 13. Sector 3 is 7 and 11. Sector 6 is?
Nothing.
So what I write?
Nothing.
Don't do anything. Sector 7.
2, 4, 9.
2, 4, 9. And finally, sector 8.
6 and 12.
So you write everything that's not in those parentheses.
I'm writing all the sectors that are in that parentheses. Sector 2, sector 3, sector 6, sector 7, sector 8. 2's here, 3's here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Same pattern as in this picture here. But I'm just sucking all the elements. Now, you got to put them in order. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 11, 12, and 13, right? And that would be the answer to this. Now, why do I do it this way? Because if you don't do it this way, notice how long the green part got here. If you did this with elements, this would go all the way across your page and then some. And then you'd have to put them together. And,
I did with elements and it didn't go all the way across my page.
well, then you didn't do it the long way. But this way is guaranteed you to get the right answer every single time, as long as the picture's drawn for you. Yeah, it's just something for you to do. Try this one then. Find, this is yours, not mine. A, union, C, complement, intersect with B's complement.
Use the same one?
Same elements, same sectors. Sectors don't change. Elements always change. No. No, not time to go, sorry. I make it kind of look a little easy, but on your own, your focus should be this. If I ask you what is A, you better come up with 4 numbers, and those 4 numbers better be in the circle that is labeled A. If I ask you for A's complement, you take your thumb and you cover up the entire circle for A and write down anything that you see, and there better be 4 numbers. The first initial step should be replacing each letter with 4 numbers. So, when I look for A, what numbers do I replace A with?
1, 2, 5, and 4,
1, 2, 4, 5. Union. Don't forget the symbols that come with this. You can't just drop them and come back to them later. You'll forget them. What's C?
4, 5, 6,
4, 5, 6, 7. Now, the last symbol that you better not forget is there's this complement sitting on the outside. Now, what's B's complement after the intersection? Cover up B. 1, 4, 7, and 8. 1, 4, 7, 8. Now, you need to do the work inside the brackets first. How do you union? So you get 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. But don't forget that complement. Intersection with 1, 4, 7, and 8. What does the complement mean on a bunch of sectors? Well, you write down the sectors that aren't written. What's missing?
3 and 8.
3 and 8. And you're going to intersect that with 1, 4, 7, and 8. What do they have in common?
8.
So the answer to this is 6 and 12. As elements. Because I come back to this picture and go, oh, sector A has a 6 and a
12.
and you're done.
So anytime you see it on the outside, you got to do what's missing.
Well, complements are always what's missing. What's not there. Complements are always what's not there. Let's torture you some more. I just need a half hour. What time do we have to leave here? 10:30. Yeah, right. 10:45. I have time for one more, and then I have to go into 2.5. I can finish up 2.5 on Tuesday. It's not like it's
No, we
rocket
need
science.
Tuesday for our review.
Tuesdays?
No, that's fine.
Trust me, we're not gonna have all class review.
Oh,
I'll come here and go, what are any questions? And no one's
No, don't worry, I'm gonna ask.
listening.
I'm
So,
gonna
one more.
get in and make my list.
Take over.
I've been that fine. Using the same,
Just sectors. I just want the sectors, because if you can get the sectors, you can do the other part too.
But you was confusing the folks, cause you gave the seconds and then you come back with the numbers and they be like, huh?
Sectors are elements. You have to understand. If you have elements in sector 1, that's part of your answer. If you, part of your answer is sector 1.
I know.
Oh, you just do it then. Can't argue with you. A's complement, union, B's complement, union, C, all complemented.
that's too much.
I know, it's horrible. You have 2 minutes.
No, that's not,
Yes.
that's no fair.
I know, life isn't fair.
Sad,
When did
but it's
anybody ever
true.
say, hey, life's fair?
A compliment means for me to.
What is not
whatever
inside of
said
A? What is not inside of A?
But see, you want me to draw this stuff first, then you want me to figure out some answers. My drawing is just not up to par. You need to try to take
Doesn't
me a
have to
little
be
art
Picasso.
class.
Okay.
Actually, Picasso would be pretty good.
Take me a little art class, then I come get back with you.
Whatever.
Guess what slows you down?
What?
Flapping your lips.
A's compliment is.
What's not in A? What's not in A?
Oh,
So
Lord.
come up
So C, you put what's in C, right?
Well, if you're not in A, you cover up A. You don't care where it is. It's just not in A. You just cover it up, which would be 3, 6, 7, 8. Don't make this rocket science. This is
It
actually
is
simplistic.
really, that's what it is.
It's very simplistic.
That's what it is.
You tell who's inside and who is
No.
out. Except on the test, it's all black and white, so colors will help for a little bit. So A's complement is 3, 6, 7, 8. 3, 6, 7, 8. Too many of you are dropping symbols. Whatever symbols are there, if you have not touched those symbols, write them. You drop them, you're going to be changing your answer and
By dropping them, you mean we're not
Not writing
writing
them at
them
all.
down?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I'm
I thought you meant like drop it down. Once you write this down, drop it down to where
But
you.
I am. This is A's complement.
Okay, so you're dropping down your symbol next.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But I have people dropping it completely, as in not writing it.
Oh, okay. See,
Bracket.
terminology is
B's
confusing.
complement.
Oh, 1, 4,
Parentheses.
1, 4, 7, 8. Don't use squigglies. Union comes down. Haven't touched it. C. 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't forget the complement on the outside because you haven't touched it yet. So if you haven't touched it, write it. If you touched it, change it. Now, what can I change? Well, I can't change the first one. Just write it down. Can't touch that union yet, so just write it down. But these two I can put together. Union means shove them all together. So this becomes 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But there's still that complement on the outside.
2 and 3.
The only thing missing is
2 and 3.
2 and 3. So haven't touched the first one. And this becomes 2, 3.
2, 3, 6, 7, 8.
2, 3, 6, 7, 8. And there's your answer. That's all I'm looking for that one. Boy, do I need some Excedrin. Buy all the Tylenol you want. I own stock in Tylenol. I buy all stock in all aspirin products. Painkillers. Headache.
Why?
What about energy
We
drinks?
just some,
Back in bed.
Axiom.
Which one? Energy drink.
Energy drinks.
Oh, my God.
Where'd I get this?
Nah.
This?
Yeah.
1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are here. I don't want what's here. I want something that is missing. Well, what's missing? Well, 1 is missing. Well, 1 is here, but 2 and 3 are missing. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are all here. So the only thing missing are 2 and 3. That's what that little complement means. It's what's
I
not
think
there.
I got it.
It's not there. If you are not here, you are someplace else. You are there. Where's there? All right, 2-5. Like I said, is easy, and I have exactly 5 minutes each.
Yay!
And we're gonna go a little late
So
today.
hungry.
We're gonna go late, just a little bit.
Uh,
2-5. I got plenty of time then. Applications of sets. So to hurry the life up of this one, you see the word and, you replace it with intersection. Any place in this section that you see the word and, basketball and baseball, you replace it with basketball intersects baseball. If you see the word or, this is going to be a union. So these keywords, just change them into their proper symbolism. Okay. So, how does an application work? Well, it starts off pretty simple. You do a survey. You talk to a couple people. And you ask them a question. You know those people in the malls that you run away from? So I should do a survey? No. But they'll just ask a question like, what kind of condiments do you put on your hot dogs? Ketchup,
Chili,
mustard, chili,
cheese,
cheese,
onion,
onion, sauerkraut. That's not the worst one I've heard.
baked beans,
No, I've heard worse.
and coleslaw.
Coleslaw.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yes.
But you gotta have the baked beans, too. You gotta have the
But-
baked beans and the coleslaw.
What the survey takers then do is they take all the information they give you, or you give them, and they break it apart into the pieces that they care about. They don't care about coleslaw. They care about ketchup and mustard. Mustard. And then you can find out how many use both. So if you ask, well, what do you put on your hot dog? You can tell them anything, but they're really only interested in ketchup and mustard because they're Heinz company. And they don't care about coleslaw because Heinz doesn't make coleslaw. All right. So what they found was, out of the 100 people, 59 of them use ketchup, 39 of them use mustard, and 18 of them use both. I'm a phonics speller, so I have to say it the way I want to spell it. Mustard. You're lucky I spelled ketchup right. I spell checked that one. All right. The problem is, if I ask how many people just use ketchup, they didn't mix the ketchup and the mustard on their hot dog. You can't tell just by looking at 59 because 59 is, they put ketchup on their hot dog, but they could have put a ton of other stuff on there. So we're going to use a Venn diagram to break it up. There's only 2 things going on here. We have ketchup and mustard. And how do you start a Venn diagram?
From the middle.
You get 18 here. What's left for just ketchup?
59.
Well, it's 59 minus
Minus
18. So 59 minus 18, better known as 41. So 41 people just put ketchup on their hot dogs. Just. All right, then the same thing for mustard. 39 of them use mustard.
Minus
We
18.
got to lose the 18 that we already have accounted for the mustard. What are we left with? 21. Now, I surveyed 100 people. Did 100 people, all of them use ketchup and mustard? No. So how do I find out? I got to take these 3 and add them together. And I have to subtract that answer from 100. So let's see, this is...
20.
I'm lost now. Hold on. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 80. So there's 80 here, so that
You know
leaves...
you can't
So
go
why you
back.
got a subtraction sign?
Because he wanted to see how many people altogether did the survey.
I'm sorry, I meant...
100 people did a survey, but,
Yeah, so 100 people did the survey.
alright,
Only 80 of them put one of those on there. So that leaves me with...
20.
These people put coleslaw, sauerkraut, beans, chili, but did not put ketchup and did not put mustard. Or they ate it plain. That's my daughter, plain. Okay, so then you can have a few questions like, how many used just one of these? And just for test purposes, so you can get partial credit, if you just write the answer as 62, and I have no clue where that came from, and maybe you added in another number that wasn't supposed to be, or you picked the wrong number from the wrong location, I highly suggest you write 41 plus 21 to come up with your 62. Write it down. It's not that long. More common than not, people put numbers in there that they shouldn't, or they don't put numbers that they really should. All right, how about this one? How many used mustard and ketchup? Now, the key word here is and. That means intersection. So where should I look at my picture? In the middle, which is 18. And then a sillier question. How many used mustard or ketchup? Keyword there is or. Now, or is union. How many used mustard or ketchup?
80.
Where'd you get the 80?
41 plus 18 plus 21.
41 plus 18 plus 21. Why? Well, because union means put them all together. All three numbers. So that's a simplistic one. Let's make it harder.
That's what's wrong with folks. Something ain't broken.
Oh, plenty of time. Plenty of time. We'll need a calculator for this one.
Well, I got it. Now you wanna put something in.
ESPN did a survey. Guess what ESPN cares about?
Sports.
They only care about sports. So they surveyed 500 people. No one bats an eye at that anymore. You see PPL and your brain goes, people, abbreviations, gotta love them. Took me forever to figure out LOL. So they asked 500 people, what do you watch? When you go home from work, what do you watch on TV? Now, what could the answers be? Soap operas? Sports? News? Cartoons? Reality TV, yeah, real.
I hate them.
So, but ESPN only cares about
Is that you?
God?
Soccer.
That's you, man. Are you really? It ain't me.
No, I'm not gonna hunt it. Football. Basketball. Basketball. Traitor. Baseball.
How many use just one of these? How many use?
Basketball and baseball. Oy. Basketball and football. And baseball and football. Hold on. All three. Now,
Well, why you got bad
hold on. When I was over here with ketchup and mustard, I had ketchup, I had mustard, and I had to have all the possible subsets. So what are all the possible subsets? Well, football, basketball, and baseball are my elements. Then I could have basketball and baseball. I could have basketball and football. I could have baseball and. That's all the combinations between all three of these sports. And then, of course, I watch all three. All right, so how many people watch football? 150 of them. How many people watch basketball? 100. How many people watch baseball? 75. Is this saying that the 150 people only watch football? No, they could have watched anything, including these other two sports. Then you get down to how many watch the bees? There was 30 of them. How many watched the baseball and the football? There were, I'm out of order, but that's okay. Well, hold on, 30. Baseball and football, there are 25 of them. Basketball and football, there were 40 of them. And then all three is 10. There, I got my numbers straight. I gotta be really careful with the numbers, because if I get two of them out of order, the whole thing falls apart. All right, and then I can draw my picture. Here's the three circles. I'm gonna sneeze.
Bless you.
Thank you. Label your circles. Here's football. Here's basketball. I gotta be careful. I can't just call it B. And here's baseball. Let's call this foot. Foot. football, which is different than football in Europe. What's football in Europe?
Soccer.
Soccer. Oh, it's soccer. Yeah. You didn't know that? Yeah, you go to Europe and you say, I'm going to watch a football game. You're watching soccer. All right, where do I start in this picture?
In the middle.
10 go here. This one you have to be very, very cautious with. I don't know what it is with people's brains. They get 2 sets and they understand that they have to subtract their way out. For some reason, I think it's fatigue. I don't know. By the time you get to this portion here, people forget to subtract, and I've seen people put 150 right here.
Oh, I showed her to do it.
Don't do that. You start in the middle and you work your way out. So 10 people here. Now these 10 people represent football people, they represent basketball people, and they represent baseball people. You have to take them away from all the rest of your numbers. All right, then go between football and basketball. Well, football and basketball is right here. How many are there? 40. 10 of them are already accounted for.
30.
That leaves me 30. So this I should add up to the 40. That I shape should add up to the 40. All right, then football and baseball. Where's football and baseball? Football and baseball, how many? 25 are all in there, but 10 of them are already accounted for. So that leaves me 15. These two should add up to 25. All right, basketball and baseball. That's this one. 30. But I already have 10. So this has to be
20.
20. That makes sense, right?
It does.
All right, now here's the hard part. Football. 150 people are watching football.
30, 40, 50, 60.
But I already have 55?
95.
Hold on, 30, 40, 55, right? I already have 55 taken care of. So what's that leave me?
95.
95. These 4 numbers inside of football better add up to
150.
150. They can't add up to anything else. They have to add up to 150. When I get to basketball, there should be 100 people in that circle, but I already have 60. That leaves me 40. Then I have baseball. There should be 75 people in that circle, but I already have 30, 45 of them, right? So 45 minus 75 is? 30. Then the hard one. What about all those people that watch soap operas? I gotta go someplace in this picture. So you have to add up all of these numbers and subtract them from that 500 people. It turns out to be 260? 260.
It's 240.
Well, 240 for the sum of the numbers. That leaves me 260 that watch soap operas, reality TV, all that other junk. Sports are the only important thing. No. Now, then I get to ask a bunch of questions and we'll